Grand Rising, Soul Tribe, Galactic Jedi's. How is everyone doing out there? Well, we are living in some crazy times, right? Because the shift of the ages is upon us. So everything that's happening, believe it or not, was prophesied about in ancient records. Before we get into the report, there has been recent intel that sheds more light connecting some of these drones, not all of them, but some of these drones with Space Force. So everything has a reason. Of course, the government and the people, you know, that are part of this in the open are denying it because they're playing dumb because they know that the public is not ready. But that also um, explains why the Pleiadians are also appearing with their motherships as well, right? Okay, so before I get into the update regarding the good news, 2025, the unstoppable era that the White Hats are going to bring forth for humanity. What a year. Okay. I think we've all been waiting for this to come. Everything that everybody's been saying in the last few years is all coming to pass now in 2025. But before I start with the intel, I do want to welcome all the new people that are in the house. Thank you guys so much for being here. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do these lives. So, you guys are the reason why I'm here. And also, for all the new people in the house, welcome, welcome. You guys are now part of the Galactic Jedi Tribe. And yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, share, because it helps my channel grow. And just for those that didn't know, I am the author of those two amazing books back there, The Secret Government and Invisible Architects, revealing the true history of the Cabal and the real history of the White Hats going back to ancient times. This is an ancient war, right? And then, of course, our cosmic origin, which restores galactic history. I say restore because long, long ago, before they destroyed the Alexandrian library, well, guess what? There was records pertaining to the days before the flood regarding the advanced interplanetary civilizations that existed on this planet, uh, predating Atlantis. But of course, those records were destroyed when they burned down the library. But according to prophecy, that information would return at the end of the cycle or the end of the era, and here it is. I do like to share a date in reference. So today is the 16th of December. I got it right. I had actually talk to myself before I went live to let me know that it is the 16th, because half the time I don't even know what day it is or what month it is, but it is the 16th of December. We are now ending 2024. So on this very day, on the 16th of December, in the year So on this very day in the year 1653, British soldier and statesman Oliver Cromwell becomes Lord Protector of England. Now, for those that have read The Secret Government, you know that Oliver Cromwell was assassinated by the Jesuit order in the year 16, I believe it was in 1669. And the reason being was because Oliver Cromwell helped in the liberation of course, the British and the Irish. Okay. And so the Jesuits saw that as a threat because the Jesuits wanted to resurrect the Holy Roman Empire, who were the Cabal in those days. And so, of course, Oliver Cromwell was a White Hat. Again, the White Hats go way back. So we could say he was a White Hat. And unfortunately, he was taken out by the Jesuits, who have been at the core of the Illuminati ever since. So with that in mind, I guess we should just get right to it. Oh, another thing that I wanted to do is thank everyone that has voted for my book. I completely forgot to put the link, but I think by now most of you have voted for my book, and I just wanted to extend gratitude from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. I have a feeling that I am actually going to get an award because that book I put so much time and energy in that book. So it'll be nice to win an award. And even if I don't, it's okay because it is the impact that the book had on so many people, such a positive impact that I contributed to, of course, the disclosure movement by revealing the next level of disclosure. So with no further ado, okay, so 2025 is obviously, the year, we could say this is the year of disclosure, okay? And there are many reasons for that. But before I get into what the Y Hats are planning in the year, I guess in the next few weeks, in the coming months, I would like to share a new, I guess, report coming from the amgnews.com, which is an alternative Y Hat media, regarding the drones. Okay, so according to this document, we could say that America is this is not a drill. They're saying America, this is not a drill. Verified high-level sources with top secret special access clearance have just dropped some, bombshell information regarding the drones that are swarming our skies. And they're hunting. Apparently, these drones, some of these drones, again, some of these drones are not human operated, but some of them are. Those that are actually hunting down weapons of mass destruction hidden right here in America. So it is a white hat operation. It is a white hat operation for all those fear mongers who thought it was, cabal operation trying to, do a preliminary fake alien invasion or stage for that. But this isn't some routine counter-terror exercise. Okay, this is a DEFCON level seriousness. The shadowy Office of Global Access, also known as the OGA, a three-letter agency shrouded in secrecy, has launched a massive coordinated effort to locate a potential dirty bomb, rogue nukes, and even mass casualty weapons. So the terrifying truth is this: that the government believes, right, that the unthinkable has already arrived, and they're not telling us. So let us cut through the lies in silence. Okay, while the mainstream media distracts everyone with nonsense, here's what's really happening. So drones are patrolling low and slow over both east and west coast, scanning for gamma rays and electromagnetic signals that are linked to nuclear materials. Okay, they're not testing tech; they're hunting pretty much all of this stuff. So yeah, it is a white hat operation after all. The OG, and I knew it because they are working in collaboration with the Galactic Alliance, mainly the Pleiadians, right? As mentioned in the last week. So the OGA, which is an agency so secret, it makes the CIA look like TikTok influencers running this operation and their mission. For those that don't know what the OGA is the Office of Global Access. The Office of Global Access. And yes, they are connected to the coalition of the International Alliance. So they are white hats. The OGA is above CIA. So we've learned something new. They are above above the cabal, above CIA. Therefore, they're white hats. So they make the CIA look like TikTok influencers running this operation. And their mission is this: to detect enemy communications tied to WMDs, right? Which are weapons of mass destruction, for those who are just jumping in, neutralizing threats in real time. Okay, this is what some of these drones are programmed for. Prevent mass panic and keep you, of course, safe from these things, these weapons that they're searching for. But according to insiders, this is the most dangerous counter-terror mission in decades. And we're already in the red zone. So the stakes are high, according to this intel report. Apparently, this once our once reliable SOSUS underwater defense nets may have been compromised, allowing a rogue sub to infiltrate U.S. waters. Imagine the nightmares, right? And the infiltrators are not the people coming from China. They are not the people coming from Iran. They are the UN, NATO, and the forces or the intelligent agencies behind NATO and the UN, the globalists. Let's just call them the globalists, okay? The global deep state. So they have rogue subs that have infiltrated the U.S. waters, right? Imagine, the nightmare: an undetected nuclear weapon sitting in a port city waiting for its moment. Okay, so that's what would have happened. So America's ports apparently they handle millions of cargo containers every year. And officials fear that a nuke or dirty bomb has already slipped through. So hidden in plain sight, it could be driven to any major city and detonated. So they do have the ability to track gamma ray radiation in full effect. Okay. So these drones are not just flying aimlessly, and I don't even know why police are shooting at them. They're a white hat operation, according to this report. So they're sniffing for radiation like bloodhounds. Even in the faintest gamma emission, could could reveal the location of a device capable of turning a city into ashes. All right, let me repeat that again. Even the faintest gamma emission could reveal the location of a device capable of turning a city into ashes. Well, this reminds me of the Sodom and Gomorrah scenario that took place, what, 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, right? As recorded in the Old Testament. Well, that was a war between the good Anunnaki and against the bad Anunnaki, right? The good Anunnaki actually used Abraham to plant the plutonium bombs in the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the abominations of Babylon were taking place. Let's just say that, or the descendants of Enki and Marduk. And so they needed to destroy those stargates because, of course, the negative Anunnaki wanted to bring in more Dracos and more evil aliens. But anyways, so this reminds me of that. Okay, so so sources sworn that this is not just a drill. The gamma ray hits are real, and the OGA, right, is deploying everything it has to confirm and neutralize the threat. So these things are actually a good thing, guys. While other people are over there, creating, fear porn, telling people no that we're going to be invaded. It's a government psyops, whatever. It's not a government psyops, guys. It is to protect America. Okay. So some of you might find this a little controversial, but this is what the latest intel has to say. So the assets are obviously in plain sight, right? This is a war that is being fought, again, covertly, as I keep mentioning. So, if you think that these are just drones coming from somebody's garage, all right, some, super genius who was just bored and decided to create all these drones and just create mass hysteria, well, think again, guys. This operation is using every weapon in the government's arsenal to hunt down the threat. So here's what we know, okay? So far, number one, surveillance aircraft. These drones aren't the toys you see at Best Buy. They're about 600 years more advanced than the typical drone that you would buy at Best Buy, okay? They're equipped with classified gamma detection tech that can actually pinpoint radioactive materials buried miles away, flying at low altitudes. They're quiet, very stealthy, and unrelenting, which explains why they portray advanced anti-gravity aircraft technology, right? People are confusing them with what? UAPs. So the special ops units, boots are on the ground. Highly trained military teams are deployed and ready to storm any suspected target at a moment's notice. These operators are the last line of defense between America and catastrophe. Third, cyber intelligence warfare. So while the drones scan for physical threats, cyber teams are tearing apart the digital networks of terror cells. Every intercepted email, phone call, and encrypted chat is being analyzed in real time. It's this dirty job. They'll find the chatter that leads to it. Okay. So why is no one talking about this? Well, because this is a very top secret, operation, you could say. So let's get one thing straight. The government knows what's really going on. Okay. They're not going to admit it to the general public. They just can't. They have to wait till Trump comes back into office. They have to wait for all the highly classified documents to be released, right? Beginning with all the corruption, and then they could begin to disclose this information to the public. So, so apparently the government has been known what's been going on, and they're staying silent. So think about it. If word got out that a rogue nuke was hiding in an American port, which makes a lot of sense, people would lose their minds. Streets would flood with evacuees, markets would crash, chaos would ring. But here's the kicker. Their silence could cost lives as well. So, President elect Mr. T, known for his tell it like it is approach, is likely already briefed. And from what I understand, I was informed by the Galactic Alliance that he was actually briefed about this recently within the last 24 hours. So that explains why 4 or 5 days ago, or was it almost a week ago, Mr. T did say publicly, let's just shoot them down. But now, within the last 24 hours, he was actually briefed. Okay, so now he knows that this is a white hat operation, so he's not going to be saying let's shoot them down anymore. So, um, Mr. T approach is likely already is has already been briefed. Okay, and you better believe he's being very funny about the secrecy. Also, Mr. T has always put America first, and this is no exception. Expect his administration to come down hard on this operation with the kind of bold action we need to get results. So let's not sugarcoat things, okay? The weapons being tracked are designed to kill massive numbers of people, okay? These are the nightmares of urban warfare, right? Conventional explosive packs with radioactive materials. Detonating one in a major city wouldn't just kill thousands, it would actually make the area uninhabitable for decades. This is the end game, guys. This is the end game, right? One small device could actually vaporize everything within miles, right? Within miles, okay? Triggering a ripple effect of destruction, terror, and economic collapse. Chemical or biological weapons, also, while the gamma ray drones are hunting nukes, because again, they've been equipped with gamma ray detectors so that they can identify these nukes, we can't ignore the possibility of whether these, weapons of mass destructions, a biological attack could actually unleash a pandemic far deadlier than COVID, while chemical weapons could turn entire neighborhoods into death zones. So what can we do is the question, right? More than you think, while the government keeps you in the dark, you can shine a light. Stay vigilant and report anything suspicious, no matter how small. This isn't just about paranoia, it's about survival. So, so notice low-flying drones. Okay, a lot of people are reporting this, and it's not just happening in New Jersey. It's happening in multiple states, and to be quite frank, it's actually happening worldwide. So apparently, the cabal wants to go out with the bang. All right, so they're, planting all these nuclear, you could say, weapons, not only here in the States, but they're also planting them in other countries that are part of the alliance. Okay, so this is a global operation that is being conducted by the White Hats in collaboration with the Galactic Alliance. Okay, and this also helps to bring forth a disclosure. Like I mentioned, the Pleiadian Starlink enterprise, headed by Commander Hayton Sirius Hatan, Georgios Sirius Hatan, is actually at the head of this operation. And yes, he is also above Valiant Thor. Valiant Thor is part of he's associated with the United Federation of Worlds, which consists of our local star cluster. Commander Hayton Sirius Georgios is affiliated or associated with a greater council known as the Council of Nine, which consists of multiple star systems, not just our own neck of the woods. So notice slow-flying drones. Okay, they might be a part of this operation. Strange activity at a local port, warehouse, or shipping yard. Speak up, okay? That's a good thing, right? Odd patterns in local communications or power outages. Don't ignore them. As citizens, we are the last line of defense when our leaders choose silence over transparency. So it is a fight for a future, right? It is a fight for a future. And that's the reason why the White Hats have deployed these drones, okay? So this is Trump's America now, a nation that doesn't back down. So under his leadership, the days of endless government cover-ups are over. Expect action, expect answers, and expect results. Trump's presidency marks a turning point. For too long, America has played defense against unseen threats. No more, right? With Trump in the White House, we are going on the defense, on the offense, not the defense. Now we're going on the offense. Now the globalists are going to be running. They're going to be like, no, don't, they're going to be trying to hide, but they won't be able to. So his administration isn't afraid to make the tough calls. And this operation is the proof. So while the left wants to distract people with political games, Trump's team is putting your safety first. So it's time to rally behind the one leader bold enough to face these threats head on. So stay alert. America is going to be restored, and also the world. This is a developing situation, and the intel keeps coming in. Here's what we could expect to, or what this is what we could do to protect ourselves. We could actually, share this information with as many people as possible. Do your own research. Don't just listen to other podcasts and take it face value. Always search for the truth behind the open, right? Always search for what is hidden, in other words. So obviously the drones aren't here to spy on us. They're not from Iran. They're not a threat to national security. It's the other way around. They're here using advanced gamma ray radiation technology to detect nukes that have been infiltrated, that have been, again, that have been, you could say, that have penetrated our country, but many other countries as well. So they're here to pretty much save us, okay? And that is the honest truth, guys. And the government will not admit that. But the question remains, are they enough? And the answer is, well, America is on the brink. So this is the fight for survival. This is the truth, but the government doesn't want people, excuse me, people to hear. So what to expect, okay? What to expect in the next, let's just say in the next few weeks. What to expect in the next few weeks. So 2025, as we approach and as we begin 2025, we are definitely going to start seeing some major changes, okay? Prophetic changes, biblical changes. All right, so I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So any day now, we have to expect the global financial collapse, okay? That is the honest truth. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen, but we know it's going to happen. It is projected by certain sources, right? Like Mr. Poole. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Mr. Poole or Julian Assange, but it is reported that the announcement of the Global Restoration Plan, where every citizen will receive information about the new economic and legal structure, is going to happen right around Christmas. That's all I can say, okay? Expect sometime around Christmas or a couple days after Christmas, the beginning of international tribunals, okay, to address crimes against humanity. And yes, the fact that these globalists, the intelligence agencies behind the UN and the NATO, and all the the WEF and all those organizations are all going to be exposed for their attempt to nuke the planet, or at least to nuke all the countries that are part of the alliance. Okay, so it is believed that on the 30th of this month, which is right before the year is over, the final stages of the transition to the new financial system will be completed. People will begin to access their revalued currencies and debt relief programs. Wednesday, on the 1st, which is coming up in 3 weeks, right? Again, a week after Christmas. Let's just say New Year's Day. All banks have to prove the money by then. If they can't prove, right, by the 1st of January, all banks have to prove the money they say they have is backed by gold in their vault. And if they can't, well, guess what? Exactly. It's all going to be they're going to be eliminated, in other words, into the new quantum financial system. So a new era of freedom and prosperity apparently is going to begin in the next few weeks. Now, this report is according to Julian Assange, and of course, Mr. Poole. So they are projecting that on the 3rd of January, 2025, the global unity announced as former alliances restructure, leaders will present plans for long-term peace and cooperation across nations. NESARA GESARA will be announced on the 5th of January as a result of that. Well, that is good news because of the fact that major, plans for long-term global peace and cooperation across nations, which is being fostered by who? No other than Mr. T. Like I've said before in the last 2 weeks, I am predicting that Mr. T is going to win a Nobel Peace Prize for bringing peace to the entire planet. So this makes a lot of sense. Another thing to expect is the release of advanced technologies sometime in January, previously suppressed. Free energy devices, healing technologies, including all three category med beds, including the med beds for the animals. Yes, even there is a category type 3 med bed that actually is designed for animals, by the way. For those that have animals that are, that have terminal cancer or, kidney failure or whatever, it's all going to be cured. Environmental restoration tools will be made available to the public. This is what's projected, all right, in January. So by the 6th of January, right, it is known, they believe that the quantum financial system will be officially activated worldwide. This will secure and be transparent, and it will act as a decentralized system which will replace the old banking structure, ensuring fairness and equality for all. So full disclosure, this is my favorite one. On the 10th of January, 2025, full disclosure of galactic alliances. I love it that they even call it the Galactic Alliance. See, I tell you guys, the White Hats don't call it Galactic Federation. They know it as the Galactic Alliance because they know about Enki's infiltration in 2021, right? They are very, very tuned in, okay? And they work with the Galactic Alliance, obviously. So expect a full disclosure, which explains why the motherships are also appearing. The unusual, UFOs coming from the ocean, that's all Pleiadian run, okay? So it's a multi-dimensional operation, guys, to bring forth first contact. So full disclosure of Galactic Alliance and contact with extraterrestrial civilizations will be announced to the world, okay? A new chapter for humanity will begin. So something to expect on the 27th of January is that the first medbed will be introduced to the general public. Bringing hope and healing to millions. A lot of people still ask me, Ishmael, when are the medbeds coming out? Okay, well, according to this report, they are scheduled to roll out the 27th of January, which is just around the corner, a little over a month. These advanced technologies will begin their initial rollout, prioritizing those in critical need and children suffering from long-term illnesses. Now, on January 29th, 2025, expect global healing centers equipped with med beds that will begin operations in strategic locations worldwide. Training programs will be launched to educate specialists in this life-changing technology. On the 31st of January, 2025, public demonstrations of MedBed's capabilities will be broadcasted globally, showcasing their potential to restore health. And many of you guys are going to like this. Reverse aging, okay? Yes, there is a MedBed that reverses aging and eradicate all diseases, okay? A new standard of well-being will be established, redefine humanity's relationship with healthcare. So an international med bed access program is going to be announced in February, on the 3rd of February, ensuring equitable distribution and usage. Leaders affirm that every individual, regardless of status or location, will have the right to all of this. Excuse me. No one knows about the exact time, but we do know that these are the executive rollouts with the new administration. So there is about 140 ambassadors, okay? This is coming from Insider, who's connected with the White Hats, but he goes by the name of Militia Man. All right. There's another one called Wolverine. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Wolverine, but these are actually White Hat, insiders. But according to the Militia Man, there is about 140 ambassadors already arriving for a celebration in Basra, Iraq. Let's see. Yeah, I think, that's what to expect in 2025. So So yeah, let's brace yourselves. The long anticipated shift is upon us, and the wheels are turning faster than ever. Iraq's oil-backed dinar rate is confirmed to have revalued in country, sparking seismic activity across the financial landscape. Reno is green lit. Redemption centers are fully prepped, and sources confirm that Tier 4B notifications could drop any moment now. Mathis Chronicles, by the way, since you've been asking about this, and yes, I know you are in the house. Reports claim that the Iraqi dinar is actively being used as at rates of 3.49 in country and Kurdistan at 3.28, $3.28. So rumors of Vietnam's dong reevaluation are swirling, with insiders hinting at secret rates already circulating. This is not a drill. Okay, multiple trusted sources, including those directly connected to redemption centers, have confirmed that everything is ready to go. The Quantum Financial System, QFS, operates 24/7, bypassing traditional banking limitations. This means that the trigger can be pulled on any day, weekend or not. So apparently, this is a historic moment, right? Aligning with the international partners. Ambassadors from 140 nations have gathered in Basra for an unprecedented celebration. The UNESCO, the UNESCO, and the UNICEF, the new World Bank. They're all in attendance now. Why? Because Iraq is opening its gates to global investments in bold history-making move. Let's see. Yeah, the storm is real. The storm is real, guys. The storm is real. Um, so you guys know about Starlink, right? Starlink is going to be the global game changer, and it's going to be working with Project Odin, connected to the QFS. It's going, the QFS is the backbone. It's the stellar backbone, the heartbeat of the QFS. No, I'm sorry. The heartbeat of financial freedom is called the backbone of the QFS, which is stellar. I already mentioned this before, that this is interstellar system that works in many other advanced worlds. So because our planet is now in a way transitioning into a type 1 interplanetary civilization, this is what to expect. So apparently, military backed, and the best way to put it is this way, guys. Okay, the QFS is going to be enabling things to happen at the speed of light: cross borders, asset backed transactions, military backed, and incorruptible, right? Decentralized. You guys already know that. Okay, so let's see, anything else? This is the turning point. Starlink Defense, QFS secures, Stellar empowers. Together they shatter the chains of corruption and lead us into a golden age. So the revolution is here. The time is now. The time is now. I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. The 6th today on what, Monday, the 16th of December. I am going to give a few shout outs to the Galactic Jedis. Star Traveler is in the house. Anna Nishida is in the house. Peter0770. Cosmic Cave 2.0. Edward is in the house. Judy is in the house. MJF, Wolf Mother is in the house. Mathis Chronicles is in the house. Sasha Lee. Claire is in the house. Sylvia Bedell. Andromeda Daisy. God, it's going like this. It's going super fast. All right, and all 2,289 people that are in the house, welcome, welcome. Again, thank you for those that voted for my book. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, this is the time for Q&A. You guys know the drill, right? Make sure you guys ask those questions in huge capital letters so that I could bypass the chat and get faster. Let's see. Cosmic Zeal, starting it off with a super chat. I was planning to ask you all this stuff, so great. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. You're welcome, sister or brother. Can't really see your picture. I'm just going to call you Galactic Jedi. What will happen on West Coast, do we think? Anything bad? Well, despite the rumors and the speculation that, and this is not just going for the West Coast, this is also going for the East Coast, guys, right? There's this YouTube video going around about highly classified CIA intel regarding, how tsunamis are going to, yes, destroy the East Coast, sunk in the East Coast, sunk in the West Coast. I think we might have averted that timeline. So I don't think we have to worry about that. Okay. We are now on a trajectory, positive timeline, on a positive trajectory timeline. Now that you have written books and do presentations, have your family members awakened? I had an opportunity to actually attend a family party slash, yeah, I guess that's what it was, reunion. Not all my family was there. A big portion of them were there. And like I said, I haven't talked to them in over 10, 15 years. So I don't know. They didn't ask me any questions about any of this. They're still very superficial, but I was just grateful that they considered me after being the black sheep and being kind of excommunicated from my own family 15 years ago. So I was just grateful that they had invited me. So no, my family's still asleep, like many of your families are. I'm sure a lot of us here relate with one another because we resonate with each other, right? We are the true family, by the way. All of us here. This is our soul tribe. So we are the spiritual family. This is a good question. This question is coming from Diverse 2711. Diverse 2711. Ishmael, question. Will there be competitive sports like the NFL in the fourth or fifth dimension? Yes, there will be, but it's not going to be like the NFL. It's going to be very similar to the Olympics. It's going to be, there's going to be combat with sword fighting, as we train the Earthlings, right, to become vigilant in mind, body, and spirit, like Jedi's, right? It's going to be very balanced. So we're going to have competitive, martial arts is going to be huge in the new Earth. We're going to return back to the old ways, right? The natural, you could say, working with the elements through meditation, connecting with spirit, the fairies, connecting with the angels, connecting with our higher self. So yeah, it's going to be very spiritual. So there are going to be sports, but the sports are going to be designed to help develop our talents and abilities. That's the best way to describe it. So it's not going to be, like the NFL and baseball, where they just, you have billionaires or rich people behind them that are actually rigging it. By the way, do you guys know that? I shouldn't be saying this, but the NFL and baseball and basketball, it's just like WWF and WCW. It's all rigged. It's all a script, right? It's all pre-planned, it's all pre-planned. I just hope that the World Cup isn't pre-planned, but it's all rigged. It's all based on where the money is. It's all about making money when it comes to those sports. But yeah, the sports are going to be more spiritual based, higher educational, and designed to develop our abilities. Caroline Tilia has a super chat. She says, if many of us that obtain information through OBS, which is out of body experiences, why Pleiadians cannot do the same to look for nuke? They have. And then that explains why, like I said, some of these drones or crafts are not our own, but some are. Some of them are actually scouting ships because they started. They're the ones that started the operation of sensing these nuclear weapons, and then, of course, later Space Force send their craft as well. So it began with the Pleiadians. I mentioned that 2 weeks ago, and then Space Force journeyed, and that's when we started seeing massive sightings all of a sudden. Good question, though. But yeah, the Galactics are always the first ones to pick up on all this because, something about the Galactics is that they monitor everything. Put it this way, people that have a huge role to play, that have, something big to contribute to humanity, they are constantly on a big screen on a mothership, and they're constantly being watched. So yeah, they watch everything. Okay, this is another super chat from Heartland Lady. She says, "Do you think Exposure will come out before Inauguration Day, January 20th?" You know, according to Julian Assange, and of course, according to Mr. Poole, and another whistleblower by the name of Wolverine, they're all saying that yes, it's probably going to happen before the 20th. So we might be seeing the end of the end of the current, you know, Suedo ADME very, very soon. Another super chat from Anna. Is it Nasler? Knasler. Anna Knasler. Will Mr. T be back publicly as president before January 6th? Oh, that's very similar to the other question. That might happen. That might happen. I'm not going to say for sure, but it looks like it might happen. Look, things are looking like he might come into office before the 20th or January 6th. Absolutely. I would love to answer this question, but some of these people, some of you guys still are unfamiliar with the structure of the omniverse and the multiverses, the organization of multiverses. This is a question from Krisu Sufu. Apparently, you took my class, and the question is from Earth, they from Super Universe 7 or Local Universe 84, which is the local universe we're a part of, for those that have not taken my class. Equivalent Kale Lane during incarnation. Oh, I don't understand that word, brother. If so, the limit, how many souls are still waiting? Can they choose what we have to offer on a weight scale as in myths? I don't know if I understand your question, but I do love what you put up here saying Super Saiyans. I also did grow up watching Dragon Ball Z, and let me tell you, Dragon Ball Z, guys, they talk about the 12 major universes. They do have 12 universes. That's their cosmology. Dragon Ball Z, even though it's a Japanese anime, oh my God, they are very esoteric. You know, they reveal a lot of cosmic insight and information. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. Krisu, I don't know if I could answer this question. I barely understand your question. I am so sorry. But I am assuming that you're saying that if uh, stalls are waiting, I really don't understand the question, but for those that don't know, our local universe is number 84 in a larger organization or a cosmic body known as the super universe, which is number 7. There's a total of 7 super universes. This is also verifiable in the Urantia material. In fact, this is the only true, accurate information that was restored by the Urantia papers. Again, over 51% of those documents, the Urantia papers, are have been corrupted. But yeah, I don't know how to answer this question, and it would be hard to answer it when most of these people don't know what a super universe is or anything like that. Let's see. Edward Eddie says, I voted for your book 3 times. Whoa, I didn't even know that was possible. You know, you're not the only one that said that. Somebody else said that they voted for my book like 20 times. That's pretty cool. That's gnarly. Thank you, guys. What do the Galactics want me to do? Says Master of Light at the moment for the collective. Honestly, I would say that what the Galactics expect from each and every single one of you is to stay in your heart, to stay centered. Because when you are in your heart, it's very hard to knock you down. Okay, it's very hard to knock you off from your purpose, your balance. So stay balanced, stay centered, stay grounded. That's what the Galactics want everybody to do, because our DNA is activating. You know, we're still expecting the first waivers to activate before the end of the year, perhaps even by the 21st. I guess we're all going to be surprised to see who becomes metahuman first, right? Joyful, thank you so much for the super chat. Ishmael, is 4D 24-hour daylight? And how is the weather? Is there food? That's a very good question. Well, 4D is equivalent to a Type 1 interplanetary civilization, which is what the Earth is transitioning into. So I would say that we're going to have the ability to manipulate the type of weather we want 24/7. Yes, we're going to make it rain when we need to, when we grow crops. Then we're going to turn off the rain and give us sun when we want to go enjoy, the waters and the lakes and the oceans. So in fourth D reality, we have technology that controls the weather at will. Yes, that's the best way to describe that. My God, you guys are being super generous today. Thank you so much for all the super chats. This is a super chat from Jan Ford Chris Home. Chris Home, welcome, welcome. Will there be new schools and ways of learning? How will our children learn in the future? Yes, everything is going to shift, including the educational system. As we go into this new Earth reality, depending on if whether people are in the fourth D or 50 or even 60, by the way, 60 is also going to be available to some. Um, Education is going to be very, very spiritual. Kids, instead of having a classroom with 30, 40 students and one teacher, it's going to be the other way around. Each child in the new Earth is going to be given about 6 or 7 mentors. Each mentor is going to be it's going to be an expert, you could say, in a particular field or area in life. One mentor is going to teach the child meditation and how to master his thoughts. Another mentor is going to teach the child mathematics and science. Another mentor is going to teach the child physical agility and how to make your body strong through exercise. Another mentor is going to teach the child spirituality and real education, galactic history. So every child is going to have about 6 to 7 mentors. So it's going to be the other way around. So it's going to be a much better educational system. That's the best way to say it. I do have another super chat from Annie. Is it? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pin this because the chat is going super fast, as always. This is Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so her super chat is, how did they plan on doing the med beds? There's got to be a lot of people that are in critical condition right now. I know that. I know that. I agree with you. They should have rolled those things out back in 2022 when they were supposed to. But you know what happened in 2020, right? Yes, of course. It's like a chess game. So I guess your question is, just wonder how that is going to work. Well, the good news, Annie, is that now that the White Hats are in position of open power, not covertly, open power, it's going to be much easier for them to roll them out because the cabal will no longer be there to halt that process, in other words. Another super chat from Joyful. Thank you, sister. She says, Ishmael, if a loved one has passed more than 20 years ago, will they still be reunited when we ascend? Absolutely. Yes. I think it goes by when the Earth started entering the photon belt. And from what I recall, that was in 1939, 1940. So everybody that started passing away in 1939, 1940 are, if they chose not to reincarnate one last time, they are going to be waiting for us in the new Earth. Absolutely. Um, I can't help but read some of your conversations. You guys are funny. A lot of humor, I see. A lot of humor. Well, I'm going to take the super chat from Lorraine Lewis. Thank you so much, Lorraine. She says, hello, Ishmael. Blessed by listening and learning from you these last 4 years. Thank you for all you do. Your proven accurate, truth based guidance, peace, and love to you and family this holiday season. Thank you, sister. I appreciate that. The questions are going like this. So it's very hard for me to read one. I'm going to have to pause the chat. It's going so fast. What countries are part of the alliance? Good question. This is a question from, let's see. This is a question from Anna Nishida. Welcome, Anna Nishida. What countries are part of the alliance? From what I understand, it's a total of over 126 countries, with America, United States leading the way, Russia, believe it or not, China, Iran, Brazil, um, Philippines, just to name a few. Just to name a few. It's over 121 countries. Oh, yeah, 124 countries, my bad. 124 countries. Whoa. This is a good question. All right, this is a good question. I'm going to go ahead and address it because I don't even think I've ever addressed uh, Linda Wellman. Welcome, Linda Wellman. So as you guys see, I also answer non-super chats. I try to pick good questions from the chat. I don't just answer super chats, but for those that are doing super chats, thank you guys. You guys are helping me out for Christmas. I appreciate that. This is a question from Linda Wellman. She says, "Hi Ishmael, confused with reincarnation. When you die, do you go right to heaven or reincarnate first?" Well, it depends on your contract, and it also depends if whether you learned your life lessons or not. So, for instance, if you say you come to the earth, right, and you come from a higher dimension, or if you are an ascended earth terran and you're a young soul and you just evolved out of the mammalian animal kingdom, there are, you could say lessons to be learned. And when you don't meet the criteria of overcoming or learning, it's kind of like school. That's the metaphor I'm going to use. It's like school. Um, if you can't do the curriculum for first grade, right? If you can't pass the lessons of first grade, how can you advance to second grade, right? If you can't learn arithmetic first, how can you do calculus? It's the same thing. So people reincarnate when they fail to master that reality or that realm or that density. So what they do is they come back until they learn how to master it through their challenges, right? Through the grammar that they learned, through the A grade test that they get, right? So that they can move on to the next grade. That's how reincarnation works. Reincarnation is not set up as a trap. Um, it's actually an opportunity for the overall evolution of our soul. Because after all, let's just be real, guys. These bodies, oh my God, my desk is so messy, paperwork everywhere. Um, the truth of the matter is that it's kind of like we reincarnate in order to learn certain lessons, and every density and every dimension affords different challenges with different opportunities for the overall evolution of our soul, because these are just avatars, right? These are just avatars. And as a reminder, do not identify yourself with this body. This body is your vehicle that allows you to exist in the 3D realm or 3D density. Same thing. Begin to associate yourself with the consciousness that you are, which is vast, right? It's not just this body, it's a field of energy. I want you guys to start shifting your perception of yourself to this body, from this body into the field of energy, which is what your consciousness is, by the way. Stacy Norton says, Ishmael, can we please meditate tonight? Yes, we can end this live with a small meditation before I end. Absolutely. Let's do that. We haven't meditated in a long time. I know, I know. Please express our sincere gratitude to the White Hats and our galactic friends. Be the light says that. Thank you so much for your super chat. Well, believe, like I said earlier, guys, the galactics are monitoring each and every single one of you. All the star seeds are on big, huge screens, right, where they watch us, right? And don't think, oh wow, so they watch me in the shower. No, they're not like that. They're not, they don't have the human mentality, all right? They are like ascended beings, right? They watch you to protect you, not to see you naked in the shower. So yes, we are all being projected, or we're all being watched through a big screen on a mothership. I have another super chat from Sir Budman. He says, "Oh, what interesting name, Budman. Thank you for the number one." And you say, "Hi, Ishmael. What does the future look like for people in trades such as mechanics, plumbers, and engineers if they are in the fourth D? Will they be given an opportunity to learn and work with more spiritual and new stuff?" That is a very good question, my friend. And the answer to that is yes. In the new Earth, there's still going to be engineering. There's still going to be people working with technologies. In the fourth D, more likely, right? We're going to have a Star Trek society. Plumbers, well, we're going to have technologies that are going to do that type of work. But when it comes to engineering, when it comes to science, when it comes to building technologies, the people of the earth are going to be educated in the art of building advanced interplanetary infrastructures, anti-gravity aircraft. Yes, absolutely. Not to mention, a lot of us are also going to have the opportunity to learn how to navigate the spacecraft, like in the Jetsons. So that is, yes, yeah, absolutely. All that stuff is going to exist, but at a higher level. If you guys could give me a second, I'm just going to get my water really quick. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I actually took some supplements. I had something to eat right before I went live, and I completely forgot to take my vitamin C and my Arjuna. Arjuna is for heart health, by the way. For those that don't know what Arjuna is, that's a medicine from India. Let's see. Dr. Raw is in the house. Welcome, Dr. Raw. How you doing, Dr. Raw? Wow, what an amazing donation, brother. Thank you, thank you. He says, I voted for your book 2 times. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for doing so. And by the way, Dr. Raw, will I be having the pleasure of having lunch with you again at the Conscious Life Expo? If so, please let me know, because I will be there in February. I just wanted to, let you guys know that Dr. Raw has been a Galactic Jedi ever since I started from the beginning, my YouTube channel, and he has been here ever since. And I just want to honor him, for being who he is. He also does a lot of spiritual work to help the collective, and so I just want to give him a shout out and thank him for his service for humanity as well. Thank you, Dr. Raw. And hopefully I'll see you this February at the Conscious Life Expo. Oh, yes. For those that didn't know, I know I have a lot of new subscribers. I will be making a presence, and I will be delivering a presentation at the Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo this coming February, which is just in a few weeks now. And my presentation is taking place Sunday at 10 p.m. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. in the morning. Ariana's asking me a good question. She says, are we looking at 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, etc., before we see big changes? That is a good question, Ariana. Well, if everything goes according to plan, right? The executive orders to bring about all these changes are going to be implemented in 2025. So it might be no more than a year or two before we start seeing a different world if everything goes to plan. And what I mean by that is if we don't get intercepted or tampered with by negative invasive alien AI, because we're still contending with that, that is the beast, right? For those that don't know me or are not familiar with my work, the Antichrist, as revealed in the book of the Apocalypse, the book of Revelation, is super artificial intelligence. It's the emergence of the Omega system, which is the incarnation of the Ahriman, the king of the archons, through artificial intelligence. But that is only going to be taking place in the negative timeline. Again, we're not going to be part of that 1,000 years of technocratic dystopia. We're going to be part of the positive timeline, right? And then, of course, for those that are in the fifth and sixth dimension, you're going to have the ability to pop into the middle timeline where everything's going to exist. Regular humans, right, with advanced space age technology, cyborgs, artificial intelligences, and of course, meta angelic humans. Humans that develop their own, powers through the activation of their light body. This is a good question. Ishmael, how many humans will it take to eventually fight this cosmic AI? This is a question from Ron Safred. Ron Safred. Well, from what I understand, Ron, that battle has already been won by us. We already won that war in the future. That's why we're still here and we haven't disappeared. Otherwise, even this timeline would have disappeared. So I don't know the exact number, but I do know that all the volunteers, all the old souls that are down here, have signed up for that. And so when we activate our dormant DNA, we're going to have 1,000 years to develop our full capacity and new abilities. So we have 1,000 years to prepare for this final victory against, the Antichrist, as recorded in the Bible. The Bible does say that, right? In all the holy books, they all say that we're going to have 1,000 years of peace, and then at the end of the 1,000 years of peace, there's going to be one final clash against the Antichrist, which is artificial intelligence. All right, I think let's get into our meditation, guys. It's been a little over the hour. Let's get into our meditation. Okay, one more question, and then we'll get into our meditation. Will there be medbed training for those of us who want to help launching in our area? Yes. If you guys want to volunteer to operate those med beds, absolutely, they will give you guys an opportunity. Yes, I heard that is correct. All right. With no further ado, let's get into a comfortable position and let's do a few-minute meditation as a collective. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to dim my lights. All right, so the purpose of this meditation is to ensure the positive timeline, which has already been ensured, but also to bring as many people as possible into the new earth. All right. May no soul be left behind. Well, people with souls, not the NPCs, of course. Those are generated by AI. All right. So the purpose of this meditation is to bring as many souls into the new earth. So let's start by taking a few deep breaths just to relax the body and mind. Breathing in with your nose slowly and exhaling with your mouth slowly. Let's do it again. All right, so at this time, I want you guys to put all your focus in your heart, your focus here. Bring all your attention to your heart. Now that your attention is in your heart, I want you guys to collectively visualize white light emanating from you, like this, like a swirl, just emanating from you, like this, like the Care Bears, okay? So I want you guys to visualize this emanating white light coming from your heart, penetrating your living room or kitchen or bedroom, wherever you're at in the house, or outside your backyard. And I want you guys to use that to use that emanation coming from your heart to bring peace to your immediate surroundings, whether it be your house, the area you're in, if you're at work. And if there are more people in your house, I want you guys to use your imagination to see them shift into the new earth reality. Now begin to extend that radiation from your heart, the love that's coming from you, to your entire city. And I want you guys to bring in everyone in your city that has a soul and that has the capacity for good. Bring them into the new earth right now. Continue breathing in slowly with your nose and exhaling slowly with your mouth. Now that we have penetrated our city with the light and love coming from our hearts, we would like to extend that to our entire county, bringing in all the potentially good souls in this county, in your county, into the new earth. Use your imagination to see them all shift. As you breathe in slowly and exhale slowly. Now let's take it a step further. From our county, I want you guys to visualize the expansion of this love and light that you are emanating from your heart to your entire state. And visualize every potentially good person in your state shifting into the new earth. Now let's take it even beyond our state and extend this light to your entire country. And visualize all the potentially good souls in your entire country shifting into the new earth. I want you guys to stay centered as you're doing so, with a calm mind and a calm body as you continue to inhale and exhale very, very slowly. And finally, but not least, I want all of us here, and even those that are going to watch this on the replay, to extend this light to collectively to the entire planet, shifting all the potentially good souls into the new earth now. Now, if you guys want to stay in this meditative position and continue doing this for, as long as you want, feel free. I want to just thank everyone, not only who is here live on the chat, but everyone who's going to watch this on the replay. I want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And may the God Force be with you all, always. We'll talk to you guys in a few days.